Hey, morning. How you doing? My name's Clay. Thanks for joining me on this live stream. I'm just kind of answering questions and sitting here twiddling my thumbs until you ask me something. So if you have a question, put it in the YouTube chat and I'll answer it. I will attempt to answer it. Do, 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 do. Tell a dad joke. Oh, but there's so many. Let's see what we got. So one of the first dad joke that always comes to mind is, I was feeling really down on myself and wasn't feeling great about the future, but then I upgraded Microsoft Office and it changed my outlook. Kind of a dad joke and IT joke there. So let's see if this works here. I'll do this. There we go. Tell a dad joke. So it's actually a pretty nice morning so far. Nice and cool here in Sacramento, which is kind of rare this time of year. Yeah, so I'm just kind of hanging out. If everyone has any questions about my setup here, what I'm doing, anything behind me, let me know. And yes, of course, that is a rubber duck. If we did this at the church, would you be streaming from the sanctuary? Yes, I would actually be using much of the same equipment I have set up here to do that. And I have a very similar internet connection that the church does. So if this works, that should work too. So I'll kind of give you a preview of my setup here. So I've got audio mixer over here. This is just feeding the one microphone, which is right here. I've got a monitor up here so I can see, camera up above that. Here's my computer where I do all the fun stuff, and then here's the switcher and streamer itself. So pretty small footprint as far as how much space I take up. And I put up this sheet to hide the rest of this room because it was kind of hard to see all the setup with everything else behind it. So yeah, the camera would be either in the back or probably back right side or center. And play with that. We have multiple, we can even do multiple cameras, so lots of options there. Change back to me. You don't want to see that setup. Sleep. Let's see, what else can I show you right now? I have a pretty slimmed down setup here. Like I said, so my computer here is running the chat that you see at the bottom of the screen, and as well as some other things. I can watch YouTube to make sure it's working and that YouTube's happy. Small mixer, just for like I said, just this one microphone, and yeah, I'm pretty small and self-contained here. as far as, you know, the overall footprint, how much room I really need to take. I'm so this is the ATEM Mini Pro. It's a 4-input switcher. It also streams, and it's also recording. So I'm recording this right now to maybe edit later or take a look at later. Travis, good to see you. How you doing? Glad to know that it's looking and sounds good. You may or may not hear my cat walk by. We'll see. She likes to yell at me. Rita, to answer your question, yeah. We can do multiple cameras, and we can talk about that later. One showing and then one up front showing the people in the seats. And we could switch between those live if we need to. So definitely got some options there. Here. Cut back to me so you can actually see my face when I'm addressing you. What happens when I look down all the time. Okay, so yeah. I wonder if I can. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to see if I can do a little something here. Let's see if. There we go. I thought about doing this and didn't do it in advance. So let's see. Check this out. So this is what I did last night at my house in support of Red Alert Restart. We make events, supporting the events industry that really took a huge hit. We pretty much went to zero overnight. So lit my house up red last night and took some pictures and shared it around. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like doing that. Had some supply chain issues with some of the lights, so kind of had to make a last minute run to a store, but yeah, it looked pretty good. So yeah, the red looked pretty good. In that photo it looked a little orange, but yeah. And Rita, yeah, I agree. Well, I think we should do it. Let's see if you guys hear the street cleaner going by. let me know in the chat if you heard that. Oh, you didn't hear it? Good. There's another YouTube streamer that I watch every week, and he changes days that he streams, but he always had a garbage truck come by at the same about 2-3 minutes into his streams. So I never heard it, but other people would comment like, "Where's the garbage truck?" or "Oh, there's the garbage truck." So you heard it, but not very loud. Okay, good. So yeah, so all of my equipment here, I've every time you start to record, a train comes by. Yeah, that kind of happens. But hopefully our new little studio that we're setting up this week will help with that. We'll see. Still might have that train issue though. Let's see. Yes, all the equipment that I have here that I'm running, I've kind of amassed over the years. Started out really basic and just stuff I've collected over the years from my job. Older equipment, but still good equipment, obviously. And actually now, what I'm using here, I'm using really no old equipment. Everything I've collected within the last year and a half. I kind of had this idea in my head to start doing something like this, or got prepared to do some live streaming and that sort of thing, and event recording on my own, both on my own and to support the church. And then COVID happened, and so it kind of like, well, this is maybe a good time to do it. So I've just kind of slowly been collecting more and more equipment and just kind of better things. Started out with really basic things. Didn't even have this mixer until maybe a couple weeks ago. Still had a good one, but just different. And laptop I've had for years, and this guy I've had since it was released in April. So I've had it for a while. Had a previous version of it, the little brother to it. I got in November of last year, and actually used it to stream a Christmas Eve service at my church. So that was really cool and helped a lot. And I've been learning during this process as well, both using just what I've been doing with PSAV over the last 12 years. Wow, it's been 12 years. And then just kind of learning by doing here on my own, setting up my own little home studio. Everything's very portable. I can throw everything in a couple of cases and travel with it and easily set it up. This setup only took me, well, I would say it only took me like an hour or two, but I've been setting it up over the last 3 days. So, and then playing with things. I was actually finishing the lighting here this morning. I had a plan to make some cool colored backgrounds and that sort of thing, but like I said, has some supply chain issues lately, and so my one really cool color changing light is up here as my key light. So that's my hair light. These are not natural highlights. So yeah, that's good. Right now let's see, it's on CTB. Let me see if I can put your question up on chat here. The color it's on is CTB around 5K. So I made it a little bit warm, just to kind of give some sort of color. Otherwise, my LED front light up here, which if I tilt my head, you can kind of see in my glasses reflection. They're just cool white. And it's all cosmetic light I actually got from Lost and Found at one of my hotels. So that worked. Yeah, excellent. Glad to hear that. It's been fun because I've been one of the other features of this the switcher here is that it can take still images. So just like a still store. And so I would do the lighting, take a still store, look at it, change something, take another picture, look at it, switch between the two, which I like better. So when you're a one-man operation, you kind of gotta cheat a little bit and take your time. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I'll be happy with it in maybe next week if I start doing this on like a weekly basis, which I'm kind of thinking of doing. I may have some cool changing lights. And my Raspberry Pi keeps going to sleep, so I got my logo back here on a Raspberry Pi touchscreen. So I just kind of give a little interest back there. And as far as other decorations, I've got just an old hard drive that I opened up so you can see the inside of it. And this baby right here, a TRS-80 Model 100. This was manufactured in 1983. It is like considered one of the first, world's first laptop. It runs on MS-DOS Basic. I've written software for it. And back when I was one of the youth coordinators at my church, I used it for signing in and out at events. So we have youth events. I think we did it once. Rita, let me know if my memory's fading here, but I think we did it once a month on a Friday, and I used it to have kids sign in. So, you know, name and parents' phone number, that sort of thing. Yeah, they don't make plastic like they used to. Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's yellowing. Luckily, it's been in a box, and it still works, I think. Runs on 4 AA batteries, which I pulled out just a couple days ago. I had forgot to completely power it down. It turns off when just a regular on-off switch, but then it also does a memory save. So it still drains a little bit of battery power to save that memory. I forgot to shut that off, and the battery's just corroded inside. So I gotta get it. If I want to fire it up again, I gotta get a toothbrush and some anti-corrosion stuff and get in there, clean it out. Yeah, that was a fun time. I really enjoyed doing that with the youth group. Rita, thanks for joining. I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. I'll be headed up there later this afternoon to look at things. So, yeah, have a good day. Thanks for joining. Yeah, my little Raspberry Pi, I really don't use it. I should. There's a lot of projects that would be really cool to use it on. But it's really just been sitting on the shelf. And well, now it is sitting on a shelf, but yeah. So I thought I'd just put my logo up there. Yep. Yeah. Now the sweeper's on the other side of the street, so. A Pi, Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi is a tiny little computer. You can run a custom version of Linux, and you can pretty much program it to do whatever you want. So you can't hear a sweeper. All right. So Travis, one of my side idea projects here, and I think we could do it pretty easily, is to do a live stream like this with remote callers. So if you want to test that someday, maybe we can try and Zoom or Skype you in to this live stream. That would be kind of cool. I've seen other people do it on Zoom. It's really not great. Zoom doesn't really like to do that. So let's see, what else can I show you? How about I show you how I can do this? Yeah, I can't. Trying to get where's my finger go? So obviously, you know, this is called a lower third. I'm running software on this computer called H2R Graphics. It is a small custom application. You see my rubber duck? Yeah. So that's kind of an inside joke. I'll tell you in a little bit. But yeah, this program is called H2R Graphics, and it can, as an API call to YouTube, to pull live chat. So, and so all I can really do is, let's see, how can I show you? How about, grab this camera here, and so this is the H2R Graphics. This is the YouTube page on it. And so I can just click on, click on a chat message and you show up. And I can customize the color. I can hide your photo if I want to, that sort of stuff. So I like it. It also does that timer. So the timer I had going counting down at the start, it does that. That image that I put up of my house last night, that's how I put that up. So yeah, so made by a guy in Sweden, I think he's based in, named John Barker. His YouTube channel is called Here to Record. Let's see if I can get this camera back up here. And yeah, he custom wrote the software and updates it every once in a while, adding features, so it's really cool. And yeah, with any live stream, you always got to have a timer. So how's the new mixer? I really like it. So right now the only thing plugged into it is the this SM58. But you know, I've used it on a couple of calls, past video calls, and yeah, sounds great, works great. I can add effects, so I can add echo. So that was pretty fun. My daughter's been really interested in what I'm doing here, and she likes playing with stuff. And this LED light I have up here behind me has an app, so you can change the color on a color wheel. And so she's been playing with that on my phone. She'll come up to me and say, "What, Daddy? Why is your office blue?" Well, here. So I give her the phone, and she changes the color. So she really likes that. I've been using some headphones here, just so I can listen to stuff, and I've been putting them on her and then turning up the effects while she talks into the microphone, so she can hear herself. So she really entertains herself that way. Likes doing that. So, and then yeah, I'll probably excuse me, I'll probably pack this up later today or over the next couple days, and maybe move it back to my desk or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of taking up, for even though it's a small footprint, it's kind of taking up most of my room here. So, and yeah, so what time is it? 10:27. All right. Yeah, so oh yeah, the rubber duck. So when I graduated college, I had a rubber duck on my cap. And the reason for that is so I'm a technical theater major, and on the shows that I worked, that I was a set and lighting designer for, I would crash every show. And during a run of Pirates of Penzance, I hid a rubber duck on stage somewhere that the audience could not see it, but that any cast or crew could. And I would get on headset during each act, checking with the stage manager, ask permission, of course, because you always ask permission from a stage manager before you do anything. And she was in on it and said, "Spot the duck." And so it was a game that we played. Only the crew on headset could play. The cast eventually got noticed. Why is there a rubber duck on stage? So started asking around. So word got out. And obviously they noticed. But yeah, I would get on headset and ask and say, announce spot the duck. And the first person who spotted it just got bragging rights. That's all it was. There was no prize or anything for spotting it. But you couldn't, the rule was, even though you could look before, and everybody did, you couldn't say anything or talk to anybody about it until we got on headset and I said spot the duck. So did that for, I don't know how, it was a week-long run. So every show, every matinee, every night show, and then I did it for each act. So Act 1 had one set that I would hide the rubber duck on, and then Act 2 we'd turn the set. During intermission, I would hide the duck while crew was on break and while cast was in the green room. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Inspired by my technical theater professor, who did something similar in his past, called Spot the Carp. Well, where they will hide pretty much it was a stuffed fish, and their stakes were a little higher. The last person to find it had to buy beer that night. So I wasn't going to push that one. I just wanted to have fun. But I also one-upped it because during the show of Pirates of Penzance, I hid pirate-themed rubber ducks. So not just any rubber duck. I had 2 pirate-themed ones, but I only had 1 duck at a time. So at the end of that run, end of that whole show, my set designer and I did set and lights, and then I had a co-set designer. So he and I got together, went to, I think, Michael's or something, and got a whole bunch of these rubber ducks. And it's all faded now because it's been many years. But on the front here, we wrote Spot the Duck, Pirates of Penzance on here, and then we signed each wing. So, and we gave that to the crew. So I have there were some extra ducks, so I have 2 of these, and I have no idea if the crew still has theirs. So, but it was a lot of fun. And so because of that, then I had the little rubber duck on my cap during my college graduation. Apparently made it into the paper because the next morning there was a newspaper article about the graduation and a big picture of me, side profile face with the rubber duck. So didn't even know they took the picture. No one asked me or anything like that. So, but and of course, ever since then, I have now a big collection of rubber ducks. Most of them are in a bucket on a toy shelf. And for the longest time, one of my daughter's favorite games was to play hide the ducks, just like Easter eggs. So she would hide them, and then we would find them, or we would find them, and then she would go hunting for them. So that got pretty tedious pretty quick. But all fun. Let's see. Yeah, so just kind of hanging out here. Any other questions, let me know. What else do I have here? Got a couple of Cisco network switches and routers up here. Just they're not being used, but still work. And right next to that is a little bunny that I made, a little wooden puzzle I put together. And it's a little noisemaker, a little singer. So, and yeah, I just kind of threw a bunch of random technology here up on the shelves behind me. A little more interesting than just having either black background or just one solid color. Or on previous live streams, I used a blanket, like a bunch of polka dots on it or something like that. So, I thought this would be a little more interesting, a little more me, a little technical. So. Let me know how this live stream is going. I'm not showing any buffering or any issues, so let me know if you're experiencing that. Also, let me know if the audio is in sync with my lips. It should be. So, but sometimes weird things happen, so let me know. Everybody's looking. I'm on a really short delay on YouTube, so it's about a 4 to 5 second delay. So shouldn't have to wait too long, but I'm glad to see everything's working good. So I think on Travis, your and I live stream at the old studio, I think I had it on a 30-second delay there because we weren't doing anything in real time. So put soft on focus. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing that too. Let's see. Maybe I can do something here. Let's see. Yeah, my autofocus is a little weird here, so yeah, that might have helped a little bit. Yep, I just showed a little buffer wheel, so let me know if that was just on my end or if you guys saw anything. Yeah, background sharp. Yeah, I guess the camera wants to focus on the background, not on me. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. Yeah, I think that helped a little bit. Yeah, small little jump in the buffer. Okay. Well, when you're streaming really low delay, then that happens sometimes. I am currently streaming at about 3 megabits per second on a 10 megabit connection, and so I should be nice and clear. I think it wants to focus on the Pi monitor. You know what? Maybe it does. That. Let me know if that looks really clear. But yeah, my camera doesn't really want to focus on me right now. I don't know. Do I want it to focus on me? All right, maybe I should get closer to it then or something. Yeah, that was kind of a struggle. Let's see. Get a little closer to see if that helps a little bit. Yeah, so I've been experimenting with the with my switcher here. It has a feature that can create and then run macros. So instead of me quickly pushing a bunch of buttons, hoping I get everything in order, I can record what I'm doing on the switcher and then hit go later. So for example, my pre-show, I can hit one button and it puts everything up. Pre-show runs the music, puts up that hold slide, turns the counter, the ability to show the counter on, and then this my website and logo on the bottom. And then I have another button called Start Show, and it fades everything down, mutes the music, turns the microphone on, brings up my camera, and then puts these little things back up. So that was pretty cool. I have a end show here that I'll use in a little bit, and of course I have a panic button. So should I need it, I can. Well, let's try it out. I shouldn't need it, but so I'm gonna click this button here, and you're gonna see a color bar. Please hold slide, and then all music should start running. But before I do that, let me make sure that my tablet is still. Yep. Okay. Tablet's still playing music. So I'm gonna click this button. You're not gonna hear me. You're gonna hear music and a hold slide. Alright, so I just turned my mic back on, and I'm going to go ahead and start the show again. And bring me back. Here we go. Ta-da! Alright, that was kind of cool. So, having fun with technology. That's kind of what I do, what I love doing. Yeah, I could make it say technical difficulties, but do I really want people to know I'm having technical difficulties? See, that's the struggle. But you know, having a please stand by, or I even have a starting soon. So let me try something here. What else here? I want to. So I have a couple of kind of hold slides like that. So let's see. I'll put it up here. One second here. I want that. Okay. And I want to do turn that. How can I do that? There we go. So I have this one, this stream starting soon. That I can put up, and I can put a counter on. I can also just do my logo here. This one is the one that I had showing, which is just pretty much exactly what I'm sitting in front of, just without me. And I can make my logo big, and I can kind of put myself behind it. So this is an alpha channel graphic. So it keys out the black background and makes it transparent, puts it in front of me. So, and then these lower parts here are another alpha channel graphic that I just put up in front of me. Keys out the black in front, so it just shows the white background, and keys everything else out. So definitely have some options here. So Yeah. Looking so pro. Well, that's obviously the goal here. Glad that it's looking that way. I'm definitely not one to put myself in front of the camera very often. So this is kind of new. I definitely like being behind, but you know, in this kind of format, I'm pretty comfortable. You know, answering questions, talking about things over. So I'm thinking I might just start doing this weekly or something. Um, so, and YouTube is giving me an error message here. What does it say? I think I know what it means. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube didn't like that I put up just still graphics. So one of the cool features about this switcher in the built-in encoder is that, I forget what I'm doing here. It's a variable bitrate. So if you have static graphics, it will only stream out what it needs to send that content out. Obviously, if I'm doing this video, it's going to be a little heavier because the pixels are constantly changing. But with a graphic, it's a still image. The pixels don't change. So instead of the encoder constantly sending out the same bit rate and constantly taxing the system for updates when there are no updates, it'll drop down and only send what it needs to. Flip side of that is YouTube doesn't really like that. YouTube wants to see a steady stream always. And so even though the stream is steady, YouTube says, hey, something's wrong. But in reality, nothing's really wrong. It's just only sending enough information that you don't need it. So, yeah, so that's been really cool. It also helps, and I think this is one of the reasons they did it, it also helps on data. So if you're on, let's say, I mean, I could take all this and be out in the field somewhere on a mobile hotspot. As long as I have a good mobile hotspot signal, that's great. And then if I'm streaming and I'm just streaming an image like pre-show or post-show, it won't take up and use up your mobile data. Let's see, can I just ignore the warning? Yeah. So YouTube has some different levels. They have warnings and errors, and warnings are, hey, we see something. Error is, well, something happened. When you stream to Facebook also has issues. So this device is a full HD device. That means it constantly streams at 1080p, and you can't change that. The only thing you can change is the frame rate. So right now I'm broadcasting 1080p at 30 frames per second. So that also helps with the data because I'm not shooting sports, so I don't need 60 frames per second. You don't need to see that high refresh rate. Because for streaming, just streaming video like this, that's all you need. You don't need anything more. And so just by doing that, by changing that from 60 down to 30, that just cuts your data in half pretty much. But what Facebook doesn't like 1080. Facebook only likes 720. So what happens is if you stream to Facebook with this device, which it works fine, there's no issues, but Facebook likes to nag and complain that you're giving it too much. Now it'll still down convert to 720 before it posts it around, but it just doesn't like to do it. And doing some research, it looks like there are some users who can get 1080 streaming on Facebook, but you have to be like one of the main Facebook people, or will have, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers, that sort of thing. Yeah. Another question on YouTube that I get a lot, and no one's asked it here, but I'll answer it. So I'm in a lot of forums on live streaming to help other people who are just getting started. And one of the questions is, do I need 100 subscribers to go live on YouTube? Well, yes and no. So you don't need 100 subscribers to go live on YouTube. I have 3 subscribers on this channel and I'm live. What you need is 100 subscribers to go live from your cell phone. So from a computer or an encoder, you don't need it. You don't need that subscriber count. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to use the YouTube mobile app on your cell phone to go live, you have to have a minimum of 100 subscribers. Don't know why YouTube has that policy, but they kind of always had. So that's actually been really good, because a lot of churches, mine included, have started live streaming in the past 5 months. So obviously, when you're just getting started, it's pretty difficult to get 100 subscribers. So oh, this has been fun. I'm at almost an hour here, which is pretty cool. So this is the 3rd live stream I've done. I haven't publicly posted the other 2 just because of some of the content that was in it. But let me know if you think I should post this one. I have like one other video that's public, and it's just a music testing. I was playing all of my licensed music on YouTube live to see if YouTube would flag it. So all the music that you hear pre-show today, and that you'll hear once I end the show, all licensed music. So I have a broadcast license for all that. Because I like doing things the right legal way. So let's see, what am I doing here? I want to go back to this. There we go. Changing my screens here so I can see what I'm doing. All right. I think I just heard something weird. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think my other computer just turned itself off, so. So yeah, this has been fun. Everything seems to be working good. You know, I don't just do this to answer questions, but I also do this to test everything and learn, because gotta learn by doing. So. Let's test. Oh, I do want to test one thing. So if I go here, so Travis, if you notice, your photo, the color changed. And I don't know, you may not know this, but you got a green background in your profile picture, which I have keyed out. So I just have a blank background behind you. So that is because I am chroma keying the lower thirds, and I'm chroma green. So it's cutting out all the green. And where did that go? So one of the issues that I have with that is that let me see. You see the green a bit in your circle? Yeah, you can definitely see it in the live chat window, but as soon as I bring you up on screen, it removes that green out. So let's see if I can do something here. Okay. So if I go full screen with my logo, so my logo has three colors. A light, first mountain is a light blue, the center mountain is a light green, and then the third mountain there is a kind of a light medium blue, and then the VisuCast text is a dark blue. So what that does, unfortunately, is when I do this, it takes out the green and makes it clear. So it's kind of an unfortunate part about using chroma key, but here's a good sample of what chroma key is and does. So that's kind of a little fun demo there. So a bit of a film. What do you mean by a bit of a film? A film over your background? Let's put you up on screen again. Yeah, I mean that could be just part of the chroma. So it doesn't take out all the green, but it still leaves a little bit. Yeah, that could happen. And I'm glad you know the shot so well. I mean, I would hope you did. Oh, during the mountain demo? Yeah. So it's I'm chroma keying one green color, and then but the mountain logo has a slightly different color on it. So that's why it's keying out that one color but still leaving a little bit in. So that's why I have that film. Yeah, that'll do it. But one of the other cool things is when I set up chroma key on the switcher, I can pick a color. So I don't have to know a color code or anything like that. All I have to do is put the chroma up on screen, drag a little mouse wheel, and where on that screen I want to grab a color and take out. So I could key out the yellow rubber duck here, and that'd be fun. Right down here. Although I don't know what it would do because there's nothing behind me, behind this layer. So it would just be a black duck. So. All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap up here pretty soon. This has been fun. Hopefully you've learned something, although you and I have been working together so long that we kind of just teach each other everything. So. But yeah, hopefully this has been fun, and let's make sure I still have music queued up here. After so much time, my tablet goes to sleep. So excellent. Glad you learned something. I learned some things too, which is always good. And yeah, so thank you for joining. Yeah, we could do that one time. Yeah, I have lots of time on my hands. All right, well, I'm gonna end things here. Hit my end show button here, and yeah, thank you for joining. And hopefully, I'll start doing this maybe once a week, maybe Wednesdays. Wednesdays are a really good day to do it because I have the house to myself. So, all right, well, enjoy. Have a great day. Stay cool. Wear a mask, please. Wear a mask, and we'll see you later.